What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Gelbeauty 87 here, aka Grace Honey, and today we're gonna try out some new products. We're gonna battle some products, and we're gonna use some things that I'm trying to give a second chance on. So it's just like a hodgepodge video. But the main focus of this video is the new Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Matte Bouncy Blushes and the Juvia's Place Bronze Liquid Bronzer finally. So I finally found it in store. You all probably saw the video when it popped up at the beginning because I went in store to pick up some of these things. So I want you to see what I got and how. But yeah, I'll have all the information pop up as we go, but I'm going to give a second chance to this really bougie, expensive Guerlain foundation. I bought it like last year. I heard Tina's Fancy Face talking about how much she liked it. I ended up not liking it that well, so I want to try it again and see how I feel about it, because if I don't like it, I can put it on Mercier and give somebody else an opportunity with it. I want to try out this primer again too, because I wasn't really thrilled or wowed about it. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Skin Enhanced Primer and Velvet Blur, you know, supposed to be a blurring primer. I wasn't super impressed with it. It was okay. And then I'm going to give the Juvia's Place Ready Set Seal Setting Spray a second chance, because if you all remember, I used this a couple of times last year when I bought it and I wasn't a huge fan of it, so I want to try it out again, because I'm slowly but surely trying to clear out everything, so I need to try out stuff. We're going to battle these two powders today. I got the Kosas Powder versus the LA Girl, because they're both like pink powders in my collection. And I feel like this one looks a little translucent to me, even though it's supposed to be brightening. So I figured we could try it out and see how they work out. Then I just thought about it recently. Like, I feel like these highlighters from Too Faced are really similar to my highlighter from Gucci. And you know, the Gucci one is going to be more expensive than Too Faced is. I know it's not that big of a price difference, but I figure every little price difference helps. So I figured I'd show you both of them. We could try them out and see how they wear. And then these two e.l.f. lipsticks, they're both supposed to be satin, so I'm like, I want to know what the difference is, because obviously the ones that are supposed to be the NARS dupes cost more than this one, and they're both supposed to be satin lipsticks. So I just want to do a wear test and see what the difference is between the two, and do I need to keep like both of them on hand for videos to give you all comparisons or whatnot. So that's what we're going to do today. So if you like videos like this with a whole bunch of hodgepodge of different things going on, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. If you like a good complexion video just in general, I love to do complexion. I've been really into drugstore complexion recently, but they've been coming with the hits that's duping the higher end things, and I love to see it. If you like a good fragrance video, I have the new Sol de Janeiro fragrances I'm literally going to be trying out after this. But I've also done a ton of other fragrance videos. They should have popped up over my face while I was telling you about the Sol de Janeiro. But I was super excited about that, because if you watched my Sephora haul live yesterday, then you know I got a ton of new things to add to my collection when it comes to fragrance. So I've really been enjoying that. Finally, if you like a good eyeshadow video, I do a series of why you don't need, where I tell you why you don't need to buy the latest eyeshadows on the market, because you probably have similar color stories in your collection at home. So I've done a few of those recently if you want to go ahead and check them out. And I've also battled like older palettes against newer palettes that have come out onto the market that I did end up purchasing, if you're interested. If you're into fashion, make sure you check out my fashion shorts. I do them twice a week. However, fashion will be leaving this channel. I have another channel called Fashion with Gelbeauty 87. That's the hashtag on it, but I think it's actually Gelbeauty 87 Fashion if you have to like type it in. I'm not 100% sure. But I have fashion that's been going up there since March the 1st. So if you like my fashion shorts and you want more, make sure you head on over to Fashion with Gelbeauty 87 and subscribe, because at the end of May there will be no more fashion here at all, other than like Halloween content, and maybe I'll do like the Valentine's Day and Sweetest Day fashion content over here. But otherwise it's gonna go back to makeup and like skincare and like dupe stuff basically with my shorts. So if you missed the fashion, head on over there. Now let's get into this video, because child, I feel like I'm talking fast and you ain't putting nothing on my face, honey. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the primer. Hopefully I have stuff popping up over here about each product. I normally do, so hopefully I didn't forget or I didn't get lazy at the end of doing this and decide I wasn't doing that today. Okay, yeah. So this is what it looks like. It's a nice simple white base primer. I don't remember what the consistency of this is gonna be like, so let's see. Oh, it's giving like kind of like a moussey whip, like smooth consistency. So it's giving like the silicone-y vibe. That's probably why I didn't like it, from what I remember, because I don't really like silicone-based primers. So I can see me not liking this because it's silicone-based, and probably why I haven't touched it again since. Cause silicone-based primers are just not my cup of tea. I mean, I know obviously they're gonna help fill the pores because it's a silicone. I try to like press it in and not like rub it when it comes to the areas that I have the most pores in, just because, you know, I'm trying to fill them. That's the purpose of this primer, just to blur the pores and fill them and make it look smooth. Okay, y'all, so are we looking smooth to you? I feel like I look like I got that, like, the glow from within situation going on, like a healthy glow, if you will. So that's interesting. Okay, let's get into the foundation now. Now, I remember this being like a good grip, but I caught it on sale. It was still like a good grip after it was on sale, because y'all know luxury makeup is usually like at best 15% off. I don't think I've seen it like 20. And when you see it 50% off, they're most likely like discontinuing that product or whatever. So this is the tone. See, I feel like it has a little bit of like a, I guess, orangish undertone to it. I think I got the same shade Tina got too, which I think is weird because I'm like, she is much lighter than I am. So but I think this came out in the summertime, and so she had bought her summer shade and it was closer to, anyway, let's apply. I just remember it being mediocre, and I felt like it should have did more and given me more because, you know, it costs more. I prefer, like, when it comes to like high-end, really expensive foundations, I like the La Mer, and I usually like the Tom Ford. Like, I recently had on the blurring one in a video I did for y'all recently, and the face, honey, the beat was immaculate. Do you hear me? It was immaculate. I was like, yes, you're not gonna tell me nothing. But you're gonna tell me nothing. You will tell me nothing. Because, honey, I just thought I was that girl. But I love Tom Ford foundations. I feel like they always give me, like, Tom Ford foundations, I feel like they don't ever let me down. Like, they don't ever let me down. Even the hydrating one, which I didn't think I was going to like that much, but still have, I feel like he just has really beautiful finishes on his foundations. Crap, I brought this brush in here because it had pumps on it for me to be able to pump in particular in here, because this is a cool brush for Cover FX. You see those 3 holes? It has like a compartment to hold the foundation. And then I still sat here and did the same thing I normally do. Oh well. But I'm not getting up to get another brush. So we're just gonna have to work with the way it is, because I didn't think to use it the way it does. But I rarely use this brush, so that's why I forgot to, like, you know, do that. I need to use it more often, so that way I don't have to get like foundation on the back of my hand. I have to wipe it with the sponge and all that. Now, of course, because this is a luxury bougie product, you know, it has fragrance too. I feel like a lot of luxury things do. And I think it's funny L'Oreal does fragrance with theirs too. It's like, y'all not even trying to hide you with YSL, are you? You're just not trying to hide it, because I'm like, you definitely have perfume and like all your stuff just like YSL does. Now, I don't know if it's like the same perfume that YSL uses, but it's like y'all couldn't even try to hide and pretend like you like drugstore. But I guess they're trying to give you like the bougie experience of, you know, like higher and stuff. Don't y'all feel like I look red? I don't know, it's like in person I don't look as red as I do on camera, but like in camera I feel like I'm really giving like an orangish red trim. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's not doing too much of anything. It's like this costs like, I think $90-something. Whatever I had pop up here, if I had something pop up, I might not have been able to find it because it's over like a year old, and I don't know if this was part of the permanent line. But I just don't feel like it's giving enough to, like, you know, warrant its price point. Like Tom Ford, he's giving enough to justify the price point. It's like, I know I can find other things that are better, but it's like, I know that at least if I pay him that price point, Thomas is going to be giving what needs to be given. Guerlain is over here playing games. Now, I will say the terracotta one is a million times better than this one. So it's like, if I told you to get a Guerlain or Guerlain foundation, whichever way you prefer to say it, I would say to get the terracotta one, because that's the one I really enjoy. I think I bought that one during the sale at Sephora in 2024, and I thoroughly enjoyed it and used it in the summer, because I ended up buying my summer shade because obviously the sale was close to spring and summertime, and I wanted to be able to test it out for you all a good amount of time. So sometimes I'll do that, but yeah, I don't know. See, this just it's just giving mediocre. She's giving mediocre. And for as much as she charges, honey, she needs to be giving me more than mediocre, okay? Because what we will not do is then you playing my coins. So I'm going to take the NARS Soft Matte Perfect Concealer. I think that's what this is. Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I have the shade Amande. I want to get the shade Walnut too, though, but I'm like, I don't use this product that much, to the point where I felt like getting Walnut as well. So I was like, when I use this one up, I wouldn't mind picking up Walnut, but I have Walnut in the liquid, so I think that's why I just kept this shade and got the liquid and walnut, so that way I can have each concealer the way I like, and I have each, you know, shade that I need to have. I usually use a liquid concealer, so it feels weird using this one in the pot and not having a liquid one as well. And I'm interested to see how I'm about to highlight the middle of my face, y'all, because I usually, you know, use a liquid one so I can go down the middle of my face and all that. This isn't a liquid, so I'm like, what am I about to do? I don't know. I forgot how nice this NARS concealer looks on me, guys. It's not that bad putting it on with a brush. It's just an adjustment that I'm having to make that I'm not used to. But, you know, trying to use up stuff. Okay, y'all, let's blend it all out now. But just lightly let it pat underneath the eye. We don't want to take away a lot of the coverage. I'm kind of nervous though, because I'm using a pink powder on each eye, and then, you know, I don't really, I don't know how well it's going to work for my undertone. I know the translucent one's going to be fine because it's translucent. And since that's the newer one, I will put it on the majority of the face, as you all know. But like when it comes to the, what do you call it? The one from LA Girl, I haven't used it in a while, and I forgot how the undertone was looking, so I'm a little nervous about that. But you know, just gonna have to bite the bullet, go ahead on with it, girl. It's too late. It's too late. Where's my other under eye roller? Because I'm not going to use a sponge. I'm going to use the brushes. Also got 2 of these when the Jaclyn Hill collection was a thing in Morphe, so I'm gonna use these. So I'm gonna start off with the one I'm using the least amount of. So we'll start off with the LA Girl one. I feel like this powder isn't sticking on the brush as well as I would like. So that's concerning to me. Is it the dust storm, child? The dust storm is real. Oh, goodness. Y'all see that dust storm that just hit my face while I put this powder on, child? It was a dust storm. I was like, what is happening? It's supposed to give brightness, but I don't feel like it looks any brighter. Like, I don't know. I feel like it just kind of melted in and was translucent like the other side. Thank goodness. That's what I was hoping for, because I was like, I'm over here like, I didn't know how I was going to feel about it, since I couldn't remember if it had any coverage or not. Like I said, I don't personally feel like it brightened, but you all can tell me if you think it brightened. I just don't. I don't see it. But I like the way it picks up on the brush better than the one from LA Girl. Funny thing is, I don't feel like this one claims to brighten. I feel like the Kosas one doesn't claim to brighten, but the funny thing is, I feel like it gets more brightness than the one from LA Girl. That's weird. Y'all, I made the mistake of inhaling it a little bit on. Shit. That was a bit much. It was a bit much. Since I was looking with both the powders, I definitely feel like the Kosas one did the brightening that the LA Girl one claims to. So I found that, like I said, interesting. But you know, I'm gonna take the Glowish powder and set the rest of my face. Again, this is one of the products I'm just trying to like use up and finish up, because remember, Glowish doesn't exist anymore. They closed down Glowish and just kept the Ulta Beauty line itself. But that was when she wasn't like in charge, like, you know, they had a CEO or whatever crap. Y'all, we didn't put on the liquid bronzer yet. I'm over here doing all this stuff. But I like to set underneath the eyes first. But I usually would let my concealer sit for a while with the liquid and then do that. So I think because I used the concealer in the pot, that's what threw me off. But it should be okay. I didn't put it anywhere where I put the cream concealer. I mean the cream bronzer. Maybe besides like up a little bit in the forehead, but it'll be okay. So I was so excited to finally see this. I ended up getting the shade Rich Cocoa. I didn't see the warm pecan side. I didn't see the warm pecan shade I initially told you I was going to get, which I guess worked out okay, because this one is looking pretty deep. I hope it's not too deep like the one from Rare Beauty and I end up not liking it. Because remember, I don't like that one because I feel like it's a little too deep. It'll probably be fine for summer, but I feel like we can work with this one for right now. And that's what I was looking for with Rare Beauty. It was just deeper than I expected. But yeah, we can definitely work with this one for right now. So let's put her on and see how she works out. I'm wondering if it's going to be as pigmented as their blushes. That's my only like real concern. So I wiped off a good majority of it off the brush just to start off with, because I don't know how pigmented this thing is. And I guess it's a good thing that I did put on powder, because now we can see if it like works well with powder or not, or if you have to put it on and then put your powder on afterwards. So it's blessing in disguise. I'm also concerned about how quickly this is going to dry down, because you know, like some brands, like after you put it on, you have to work in sections because it dries really quickly. So it'll be interesting to see if this is one of those, or if I can put all the product all over the face where I need to do it, and then I can blend it up. We about to find out, because I sure did it that way. I sure did. Now I don't do down the nose or whatever, just because I don't feel the need to do that. But you know, like maybe you'll find a YouTuber who did do it down the nose. I'm just personally not doing it that way. It's blending out easily and nicely, but keep in mind this is the place that I put it on last, so I'm interested to see how it's gonna do on the cheeks now that we've had it sitting there for a couple minutes while I blend out this other stuff. Okay, so it's quite pigmented. As you can see, it's rising up underneath the chin quite nicely. I'm gonna have to go powder and adjust that because, you know, whatever. So I'm scared now about my cheeks. Okay, so she's still blendable after having done that, but she's very, very, very pigmented. So this might be another situation where I have to underpaint, because y'all saw I wiped off the excess, did very minimal, and I still feel like we have quite a bit of product. Like, yeah, look. It literally looks like my forehead is dirty, and I wiped off a good excess amount. So this is gonna have to be a most likely underpaint for me, just based on how much product you get. And I didn't re-dip in like that whole top part of my head. I like had the one dip in it. So this is a very, very, very pigmented product. I'm gonna have to go off camera and fix it, and then I'll come back and try the blush. But you see she's quite pigmented, just like Rare Beauty's and just like their Juvia's Place blushes, which is what I was wondering. So she might have to be an underpainter for me, because I mean, look at that. Y'all know I didn't put that much. I wiped off excess like I told you, and it was hardly anything on there, and it still has like all of this going on. So I'm gonna go adjust myself, fix this, put on my Sigma bronzer. Sorry, no, I'm putting on my Vesca bronzer, and then I'll be right back and we can get into the blushes. Okay, so I did what I could to try to like fix it up a little bit so it looks better than it did, and I feel like once we get the bronzer on, it won't be as noticeable that it's as pigmented. So I'm ready to move on now to the blush, which I'm super excited about, because as much as I complained about them not existing, the fact that they're, I mean not existing, but them not dropping them in a timely fashion, I feel like I should finally go ahead and try it out. So I got the shade Alive, the nice cute orange shade. Y'all know I like a good peachy tone blush to go on my peachy lip. I wish I had got a pink one now though, because I'm like, since I'm doing a pink lip with it, you know. But this is what my shade looks like, a nice bright orange. I am going to top it with one of her shimmery blushes. I have the shade Joy. I feel like they'll look really nice together. So this is what they look like side by side. Let's put on this blush, honey. That's okay. LYS came through and saved the day. They know we're done. So let me cute little blush on. I really like this tone of blush. You all know I normally do a peachy nude type lip, so this type of blush definitely comes in handy for me. It's nice to have different formulas and different finishes and stuff to be able to recommend you to try out in videos. I don't always use every single one I have, but I still like to have a good variety as like a creator, to be like, oh, if you don't like this sort of formula, if you tried this sort of formula, and be able to be first in everything, since you know it's kind of my job to do so if I'm sitting here telling you my opinion. But yeah, so I think it's cute. It's cute. This is not the best makeup day for me, just because I feel like the bronzer kind of sabotaged me, just like with the Rare Beauty bronzer sabotaging me. But yeah, let's get into these highlighters now, since we have on our blush and our bronzer. Oh wait, no, we didn't put on the other blush yet. Sorry. A little extra radius to give. So what I'll do is I'll put shimmery blush on one side, and I'll leave the shimmery one off the other side, just so we can test out the formula on its own. But I did want to see how it looked with it on there, because I think it's so cute. So one side has it, one side does not. So there you go. Now on to the highlighter battle and the lip battle. And I will use the setting spray again. I did set my face already, just to like kind of calm down the powders and hopefully make it look a little more lived in and nice. So I did use the Beauty setting spray once already. We're gonna go in now with the Moon Talk. So Moon Talk will go over here. Sorry, Moon Crush will go over here, and then Gucci will go over here. Y'all know I like to do one side high end, one side more affordable, and out of the two, the Too Faced is the more affordable one. Now, I don't expect the colors to match. I'm not expecting the colors to match at all. They do not match. I'm expecting like the formulas to be similar, and that's the purpose of this. They have similar formulas. I feel like the one from Gucci is a little more, well, how do you say it? Gel based. And it's a little bit smoother when you pick it up on a brush, but this one is smooth and nice and picks up on a brush nicely. So I feel like I'm going to the high heavens, because I got highlighter on, and then I got glowy blush. There's a lot going on over here, but you know, I'm here for it. It's cute. I have two of them, as you can see. This is the one we just used. This is the one I'm going to use for Gucci now. And the Gucci highlighter is much deeper. I know when I'm on live tonight, people that don't watch my channel normally gonna be, what the hell is going on with her face? Like, she looks crazy as hell. Like, how she gonna tell me how to do makeup or talk to me about makeup, and her makeup looks like that? It's like, this is what happens when you have to test multiple things at multiple times. I only got a certain amount of days, like, test things and do things. So, like, this is what you're working with. That doesn't mean I don't know what I'm doing. That just means I have a certain amount of time to do it. I have to multitask accordingly. Mind your business. Okay, y'all, so here is the Gucci one. It's definitely, like, a lot more subtle. But, again, I bought this one mainly for summer. But I felt like the formulas on it were similar to the one from Too Faced. I figured we could try them out. They're nice, smooth highlighters. It's just, I feel like the Too Faced one has a little bit of glitter in it. So if you want a little amp of glitter in it, but you want the same formula as the Gucci, I feel like you would like the one from Too Faced. They both got that gelatinous, like, similar type of satiny glow. And like I said, the Too Faced will be more affordable than Gucci, so I figured I would show Both of them let you make a decision yourself. So there we go. Let's finish it off now with the lips. Now the lips I'm excited about just because I think these e.l.f. ones used to be like close to the same price as the lip liners. I think like $4, and I think these are like 10. So I'm like, if the formula on these is pretty much the same and they just got us with the like updated packaging, then I feel like it'd be so cool to have these instead of the other ones. Because it's like in these times, honey, well, they want to charge you $1 million for everything. No. So let's start off with this e.l.f. lip liner. I'm gonna do it a little bit slower than usual just so I can make sure all the information pops up for each lipstick and you have enough time to read like the highlights. Okay, y'all, so we're gonna start on this side with the cheapest of the two lipsticks, of course. And this is the shade Taffy, and then the lipstick I'm trying it with is the shade Pleased. They are similar tones, they're not exact though, so again, I'm look crazy as hell in this light. Okay, so that's what the shade Taffy looks like. Okay, so this is both of them. This is the shade Please that we haven't put on yet, and this is Taffy. And now you see how one is a little bit lighter than the other. So I feel like if you saw me in person, you'd be able to tell, but I feel like from a far distance, this is giving a little bit brighter than this side, so I feel like that's what's giving it away. I feel like this would be good to put in the middle of the Taffy shade to wear, but this is pretty much our finished face. Let me go ahead and spray my face with the Juvia's place and see how this works out. I forgot that this had a perfumey scent to it. It's a pleasant perfumey scent, but just something to keep in mind. Because I know everybody doesn't like perfume and stuff. Like, there's people like my bestie Dion who's sensitive to perfumes and stuff like that. So you can't always have that in there because that means you're alienating some of your customer base. So that's just something to keep in mind for, you know, like brands. Like sometimes everybody can have fragrance. People have sensitive skin, but you know, I know some people think of it as a part of the experience of when you buy makeup, especially depending on how much it costs. So just something to keep in mind. But this is my face. Remember, we got the shimmery blush and the Too Faced highlighter on this side, and then and the brightening powder on this side from LA Girl, and then we got Kosas on this side with Gucci and the expensive e.l.f. lipstick. So I'll see you all later on today. So I have returned. This is the end of the night with this face. If you're curious what's going on in my eyes, this is your why you don't need for this week, using a palette to dupe the dark dark winter palette from Electrum Cosmetics. I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. So this is I came up with to dupe that palette if anyone cares. Remember which side is rich, so this is the more affordable of the two sides and this is the higher end. So remember, we got the Gucci highlighter on, we got the Rare Beauty blush on by itself, and then we have the Juvia's Place bronzer on. So I'm actually impressed with the bronzer after I've worn it throughout the day. I still think I would probably underpaint with it instead of put it on top, just because it's quite pigmented like the one from Rare Beauty. But overall, I like it. The Rare Beauty blush is worn nice throughout the day. Both the the glittery one or the shimmery one and the matte one, as you can see, they're both still on my face. I put this on at like, I want to say I put this on at like 3 o'clock and it's 11, so we've had it on for the 8 hours I'm supposed to have it on for, and I am thoroughly impressed with it. As far as the lips go, I did notice that this side was a little more creamy, so the ones that are supposed to be from NARS are a little more creamy than the ones that they originally came out with. So the NARS dupes are creamier, and I wouldn't say they move around a lot, but they are going to have a creamier texture to them, and like when you go like this, you can feel it on your lips, whereas with the original one or the seriously satin ones in the clear packaging, you can't feel it. As you can see, they both wore pretty nicely though, because I did eat dinner and I ate like greasy jerk shrimp for dinner. So I think it held up pretty well considering that's what I ate, and the lip liner is holding up pretty good, I guess. But yeah, so I feel like this side of my face looks a little bit more oily than this side, if that makes any sense. I know it's like oily in this area, but I feel like just this part in particular. So I don't know if the Kosas Powder did a little better job of holding back oil control than the LA Girl, because remember we put LA Girl on this side, and I feel like you saw a little bit more color in this one than you did in this one. This one was supposed to brighten a lot, so I'm still confused about that. I don't feel like I got the brightening that we needed from it, and I didn't get that much color, and I feel like there was more color from the Kosas one. So that was interesting to me, but is that all we were supposed to be talking about? Oh, the highlighters, right? Let's get to the highlighters. So this is the Gucci side. Y'all know I put Gucci down the middle of the face, all up in here, and then we put the Too Faced one here. So I think both of them held up pretty well as well. So it just depends on how much you want to spend. I wanted to give you the option though, just because I know Too Faced is at the end of the day still gonna be more affordable than Gucci is, because you can find Too Faced at probably the company cosmetic store, and you might be able to find it for 50% off or sometimes 70% off. So I wanted to put that option in here for sure for anyone who's interested in it. Y'all know I love a good dupe moment. I love to share a good dupe moment. So those are all my thoughts on it. The bronzer I was a little bit disappointed in, just because it's quite pigmented, and even if you wipe off the excess, you still get a lot of product. I am glad though that when you blend it out, you can let it sit for a while and then blend it out, because remember the Rare Beauty one, I couldn't let it sit for that long before you blended it out, or else it would get stuck in the same place. So you get more playtime with this one, but it's still quite pigmented, so just something to keep in mind. You might want to have to do like wiping on the back of your hand with excess. I did like the fact that it went over powder though, because if you all remember, I powdered my face ahead of time and then we put it on. So I like the fact that it works over powder as well, because you might be in a pinch, you might forget to, and it's the only bronzer you have, you need to use it. Or you just prefer to have a long lasting bronzer, so you put a cream underneath and then put a powder on top. So thoroughly impressed with all of that. Let me know which lip you like down below. I'd like the colors of the new lip collection they came out with better, but NARS had already curated the colors for them if it's just a dupe. So there's that. But the colors they picked out themselves was nice. Like I like this pink shade right here, or else I wouldn't have bought it prior to buying the ones that they have as dupes for NARS lipsticks. So comment down below and let me know how you feel about the face. I'm excited about you all seeing this eye look and the work I put into it, because I thought it was actually pretty cool. I've been trying to switch up the way I do stuff a little bit, because you know I've been putting darker colors as transition colors as opposed to more neutrally toned colors, and I've been having fun with that too. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. Make sure you subscribe. My membership is down below if you want to see more content from me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye. Fun doesn't have to stop here. Let's be friends over on Instagram and check out the latest fashion, fragrance, and palette comparisons, along with glimpses into my everyday life and the occasional food vlog. Make sure you head on over and follow me on Instagram. It's Gelbeauty87 on all platforms. That's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Lemonade. I can't wait to see you over there, and have a great day. Make sure you follow the fashion channel as well, Fashion with Gelbeauty87. I didn't forget the Juvia's Place stuff. It disappeared off the face of the earth. I can't find it on Ulta or their website.